I've been told by 3 different guys in the past week and a half that I look intimidating. Can someone explain what that means and how I can be less intimidating? Because I want to seem approachable, but apparently I don't seem approachable and I don't know why.
After she posted this video, a lot of men went into the comments and they told her their opinion on what would probably help the most. Most of the recommendations were for her to smile more. She did respond back to one of the top liked comments, which was to smile more, and she said, "I smile all the time." I find it super interesting when you ask for advice or an opinion of others, and then when you get it, you like fight against it, like you argue against it. Because to me, I don't understand the point of that unless that was not what you were seeking. Women came into the comments saying that it was insecure men that were showing their insecurities by telling her what she could fix. Some women are saying that men are intimidated by her because of their lack of confidence. And some are going along that and saying, don't change. Real men will love that. This is why men feel like women just want to argue sometimes. Like they ask him a question and then he's the one with the issue because he answered her question. It's a trap. And if there's anything I know about men, good men, bad men, whatever, every shape and form, they don't like traps.
I was raised by a single mother. I went to college. I got my degree in statistics, which is a male-dominated field.
Right.
I got my job at Visa, and at the age of 24, I bought my home in the Bay Area, which is an expensive market to purchase a home in. I don't mean to brag about myself, but it just proves to you that I worked my butt off to get what I had. After I bought my home, I proceeded to remodel the home with my own 2 hands using YouTube tutorials. So like literally, I did not need a man. I did the manly work. I scraped a popcorn ceiling. I put in a full laminate floor. I learned how to use a table saw and not cut off all 10 fingers, right? So like I proved that I can live this life without a man. And I'm telling you, it is not fulfilling. Because at the end of the day, I was sitting in an empty home, absolutely miserable that I was alone. I need a man to fulfill my greatest potential in life, which is to become a mother. Nothing that's better than becoming a mother and having that legacy. And when you find the right man who wants to have that legacy as well, you will want to submit to him.
I have been back on Hinge. I deleted Hinge for like a whole year, right? I got back on Saturday. I'm already about to delete it again. And honestly, it's just overwhelming and a waste of time. It's just like I cannot keep up with this many dead end conversations, right? Like just plan a freaking date. Plan a freaking date. I understand that men don't want to plan a date so quick because they don't want to spend their money just for it to go nowhere. But we could have great conversation for a week, meet up in person, and the vibes not be there, and you still spend your money, right? Like us, like waiting so long to have a date to try to make sure you're securing your investment, like you might not get a return on it, okay? I'm talking to this one guy. Mind you, I started talking to him on Sunday. It's not Wednesday. What are we talking about? Like, let's go meet in person. And now he's just asking me stupid questions just because there's nothing left to talk about. Like, this man just asked me, what do I feel like I need to work on before I get into a relationship? Why would I be on a dating app? Why would I be on a freaking dating app if I felt like there was something that I needed to work on before getting into a relationship? Unlike y'all men be knowing that y'all are not ready for a relationship, but still trying to pursue a woman. I'm not doing that. Like,
that was a good question, though. Like, why not answer it? Literally nothing wrong with the question.
Anything men can do, we can do better. Reject delusions. Embrace gender differences.
And some women will see this and get mad at the man for hopping on the game when he gets home.
So here's the thing, right? This is a PSA for modern women out here. Y'all, stop arguing with that man and being combative because he checking you on things that need to be corrected. That's what a man's supposed to do. That's what a man does when he actually cares about you. and wants you to be in his life and is serious about you. He don't play about you. Stop looking at it as a attack and become defensive, and then want to become combative, and then want to start deflecting. I'm just here to tell y'all that if a man corrects you, it's because he actually really bang with you, right? If he's not correcting you, you should be very concerned. If he's just letting you do whatever you want to do, he don't like you like that. I promise you, he don't like you like that. So I'm going to be the woman to tell you, let that man correct you in peace. Stop arguing with that man and being combative with that man. And anytime you want to argue and be combative, I just want you to take your hand and pop yourself just like that. All right?
This one mistake will make a man lose all trust in you. And I know because I did the opposite, and that's why my husband chose me over the chicken heads in his DMs. Here's what set me apart. I created so much safety with my husband from the jump by always making sure that he felt safe, heard, and supported, no matter how I felt. If a man chooses to open up and be honest to you, no matter how much it hurts your feelings, tread carefully. That is not the time to tear him down, blow up on him, dismiss him, or get defensive. A man's ego is strong, so if he puts his pride aside for you and you turn against him, good luck trying to get him to do it again. Ladies, intense emotion is not an excuse for poor communication. The mistake is that a lot of women don't know how to talk to a man. Don't be one of them. Now take that and apply it.
All these girls want a good man until they start dating one. Then they realize he's gonna make you step your shit up. He's gonna make you admit you have commitment issues and start acting like a woman. And some of y'all, you aren't ready for that.
You know, a big issue I see with a lot of women, especially women who say they want to be wives. As a matter of fact, I'm only speaking to women who say they want to be wives. So if you do not want to be a wife, if you want to be a hot girl for the rest of your life, baby, you can keep on scrolling. Okay? But see, these type of women, y'all are not teaching. Especially when it comes to love and relationships, especially when it comes to listening to a man. Y'all are not teachable. And hey, Nicole, why do you say that? Because I am a life coach. I am certified in love and relationships, finances, and self-development. I have been doing so for close to a decade. Baby, when I said I have seen it all and I have heard it all, please believe me. And I want to be very clear. When I say that you're unwilling to listen to a man, I'm not talking about a random man. I'm not talking about a man on these podcasts with the mics. I'm talking about the man that you say that you want to be with. I'm talking about the man that you're spending time with. I'm talking about the man that you are opening your legs for. Y'all don't want to listen to him. Right? Because you're not going to listen to no man and no man can't tell you what to do. Okay. No problem. Because it bewilders me that you are willing to give yourself to someone, that you are willing to give your body to someone, that you are willing to exchange bodily fluids with someone who, if he says to you, baby, you know what? Can you cook dinner for me tonight? And I like my dinner cooked like this. You're going to have a problem with it. Let's make this make sense. And the crazier part is these women will not listen to the man that they chose and the men that they say they want to be with, but they will listen to their miserable ass friends who are in the same boat, in the same predicament as they are. And they'll sit around and be girls with their friends who have absolutely nothing just like they do. I'm not just talking about not having a man. I'm talking about not having anything that they say they want out of life. You cannot say that you want to be a wife, especially when you're talking about you want that soft life and you want to be taken care of. You can't say that you want to be a wife and you're unwilling to do wifely things. And also the problem with a lot of y'all is that y'all don't really want to be a wife. You want to be married. So simple as I could put it. You want a healthy relationship? You want a good man? You want happiness? Find you a leader, first and foremost, because some of y'all be picking the men from the bottom of the barrel, okay? And 2, be teachable. Be amicable. Otherwise, be lonely or be with toxic men. Stay safe.
For a stay-at-home mom, you should be receiving a salary from your husband. Try to replace a stay-at-home mom. You're going to be paying for a chauffeur, a chef, a nanny, a project manager for the house. In fact, recent data has shown that stay-at-home moms, non-compensated working parents, if you had to pay them a salary, it would be at least $175,000 a year.
The NBA players aren't going to see this. To say good luck replacing a stay-at-home mom, it's like, right. But it's really easy to replace an employee.
Yeah.
So Nanny, 50. Project manager, which I don't need, but I'll get anyways, 50.
Yeah.
All right. I have 75 grand to play with now.
Yeah. Cook.
Hey, tell bro to hit me up. I'll do it for 120, dude. What you mean? You 175 on what planet?
WNBA's like, I could have just done that.
Yeah.
Women are hilarious. Women, this is my impression of a woman, okay? Yeah, fine. Fine. You know what men never say? Men rule. Because we know we do. Women rule. I get it. You're great. You do everything amazing. But you still... Yeah, we're agreeing. We're not arguing, okay? Why are you acting like it's me versus you? It's me with you versus nobody, you know? Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. Yeah. Yeah, so anyway, we have to find people to debate with.
Just Googled at what age does a man fully emotionally mature, and a dead ass said 43. I'm out. Okay, so you're still drinking, going out. As a mother of 4, you go to raves often, and you're still dressing like a 15-year-old girl. So at what age do you mature? That is so tough.
The top 3 ways that I emasculated my ex-husband were control, criticism, and comparison. I controlled everything. I controlled our business. Anytime he tried to lead or work with employees, it was never good enough, which just leads into criticism. I criticized everything he did. Nothing he could do was good enough. And I was always comparing me to him. I was expecting me to be him, and I didn't allow him to be the man that he was because it wasn't enough for me. Comparison and perfection were my standard, and it completely destroyed his confidence, his desire to lead, his desire to show up. It completely shut him down. And I played a big part in that. Now, he chose to be shut down and he chose to not stand up. However, I played a big role in that, in emasculating my husband and making him not show up. And then I complained that he didn't show up and that he was apathetic and didn't do anything.
I think we need to start having healthy conversation of interaged relationships. I think it's about time we need to start having healthy conversations on interaged relationships, because a lot of you have this idea in your head that if a person is in an interaged relationship, they are a victim. And yesterday I was on a TikTok live panel, and we were talking about dating, and age gap came up, and I said, me as and mind you, I'm in my 30s, okay? I said I only date 50 plus. 50 plus, and the plus has no stop. 50 plus. And then one of the people said, oh my gosh, you're a victim. No, I'm in my 30s. We see negative interaged relationships where it's very predatory. For example, someone who's, 60, talking to someone who's 19 or 20, things like that. I'm in my 30s. We have to learn how to have healthy conversations and normalize healthy interaged relationships. I promise you, not all of them are predatory. And I would never get with a man, older or not, who seeks to control me and make me out to be a victim. I promise you that would never happen. But we have to start having these type of conversations where we are also talking about the healthy.
I'm real simple, honestly. I just want somebody that's submissive, feminine, of course.
See, that's y'all problem. Y'all just want to feel
That's y'all man problem.
Sorry.
Hold on, yeah, what's
y'all
up?
men.
What's wrong with being a submissive woman? I don't understand
No,
that.
but that's all men. What?
All y'all just have the same preferences, right?
What?
Not one.
Let's
Not one said in here.
What? You want a that's taller than you? What? You want a that makes more money than you? What? You want a that's more dominant than you?
You hit it in a different direction when you said being submissive. That's more controlling.
It's not controlling at all. Y'all got standards.
In relationship, I think I have anxious attachment style. Everybody knows I'm an Aries. I'm a fire sign. I get very passionate. I seem nice online and innocent and everything, but you guys do not know. I will go to battle with my yelling, with my words, everything. I'm good at that, right? And if I gotta yell or check anyone, that's what I gotta do. That's just the way I be. Clap back or sit back. I always have to choose clap back. I'm sorry. I'm a very kind person. But if somebody pokes at me or the people that I love, it's over for you. I'm an Aries. Sorry. Never have I ever started drama with my boyfriend for no reason.
Put it down.
I've, you know. I'm territorial. I'm a jealous girlfriend. I'm a territorial girlfriend. Where you go, who are you with? That's me. I am nosy, number one. And number two, I like drama. I just don't like drama in my life, but I love watching it in other people's. So, love my babies.
I hated my healthy relationship. I didn't know what I was getting myself into. Everything seemed extremely foreign to me. I even remember at the beginning of my relationship, I'm like, hey, there's a part of me inside that does not like you. And I said it with like a comical relief, but I was really serious. Like, there was a part of me that did not like this person, did not like how he held me accountable. I did not like how he held a mirror to my face. I did not like how he created situations where I had to be at my full potential, and I just was not ready to be my full potential at that moment.
You know, some might even argue that women don't know the difference between flirting and harassment. What do you guys think?
Why does the Bible say that each man must love his wife and the wife must respect her husband? Why is it love and respect and not love and love? Why do we have to give different things in the relationship? I'll tell you why, and it's so simple. It is because a man cannot be with a woman he doesn't love, just like a woman cannot be with a man she doesn't respect. Ladies, if you're in a healthy relationship, when was the last time you paused and you told your man, baby, I respect you? And not only did you tell him, but you changed your life and you started to act accordingly. And you let him mentor you, and you let him guide you, and you let him correct you. You let him be your head. We're so scared of being submissive, but my loves, being submissive doesn't mean that you're his slave. Being submissive means that you crave to be under his wings because you know that's the safest place to be. I encourage you to try this. God bless you.
You want me to provide safety for you, but you cannot reciprocate it for me. I deserve to feel safe too. A number of black men internally, their internal world is not safe. And yet you want me to provide you with safety that I don't even know for myself. When I say to you that you've harmed me, you give me this rigmarole, that's not safe. When I tell you I'm tired, you get so wrapped up in your responses that you don't even give me the space to be fired. That's not safe. I say to you that I don't feel connected to you. I say to you that you are not meeting my emotional needs. I say to you that I do not feel the way that you talk to me is uplifting, and you continue to do it. That's not safe. But yet you want me to continue to go out in this world and come back and do all of this stuff. You don't want me. You want your idea of me. And if I don't fit that idea, you begin rejecting me. That's not safe.
Thank you. Okay, so I can't speak for all the ladies out there, but I can answer that based on my personal preference and perspective. First of all, would be the gym. Like after I'm done working out, not in between sets. Or if you guys want to do a Pilates or a hot yoga class, I can guarantee you're probably going to be the only man in class. Secondly, I would say probably coffee shops or bars. I don't know what's up with, you guys are saying that single men don't hang out at coffee shops, but I personally feel like it's a great place to approach people. And me and my single girlfriends, we love to do bar hopping, the cute little bars. And number 3, any meetups over hobbies or similar interests. For example, a run club, a pickleball league, a pottery class, or a cooking class. I think most women out here would prefer to meet their potential partner in real life instead of meeting them on dating apps. So when they introduce their partners to their friends, they can be like, oh, I met my partner at a farmer's market or through a run club, instead of, oh, I met him on Hinge.
Jack said, those are all of the places I've specifically been told not to approach. I know, bro. They gonna give you bad advice one way or another. And sometimes they don't even mean it. They just don't know. Protect yourself at all times.
One way that women lie is by omission. What do I mean by this? When she says that it wasn't like that and he was a friend from high school. It wasn't just a friend. She's not telling you all of the facts. She's lying by keeping out certain information to supposedly protect you. But what it really is so when she gets caught hanging out behind your back with said person, then it wasn't like that. Women will also lie by omission because they cannot keep up with all of the lies and all of the different men and all of the situationships. I promise you, the majority of women that are in talking stages or hooking up with a man, it wasn't just nothing. The problem was that she expected it to turn into a relationship and it didn't. Stop allowing these women to tell you that it wasn't like that he was just a friend, because she will end up with her work husband and likely end up either having an emotional affair or actually physically cheating on you. So when she tells you that she's going on that girls trip, make sure that girls trip doesn't include the girls' boyfriends and their friends. When she's going out for girls' night and having just drinks, ask her who else is going to be there, because I can guarantee you 3 months down the road when she's telling a story and she's forgotten the lie by omission, she's going to admit to you that there was a guy there or guys there that she's either been entertaining or still talks to behind your back. The way to know that she's lying by omission is when she's telling a story and she says they instead of he or she. When she's talking about a friend that is female, she is always going to say she. If it is a man, she is always going to say they. Majority of the time, it's not the men that she's complaining about, it's the men that she never tells you about that she actually cares about. So if you think for a second, because of all this mumbo jumbo that you hear online about, oh, she's complaining about her work husband, I can promise you the guy you have to worry about is the one that she never tells you about. And lastly, the other main thing that women lie about by omission is their body count and whether or not they've been in a hoe phase. They will talk to numerous guys, especially after a breakup or a divorce, and consider it self-love and self-healing, and they will omit the fact that they've been sleeping around, they have rosters, and it's been multiple dudes, and you're just number 5 on the list. Okay, bye.
A married woman got on here and said that she was getting a divorce because the marriage no longer served her. And I'm going to tell you why that statement and that mindset that she has is why she's getting a divorce. Your marriage is not always going to serve you. That is quite literally why the vows say for better or for worse, because there will indeed be.
People nowadays are led by their emotions way too often. There is no responsibility, there's no commitment, there's no covenant, there's no duty. It's just what I want, when I want it, and I want it now. And you bet not say nothing because it's my truth. But I find it strange that people always have the worst perspective when it comes to relationships. Like, they'll go hard at anything else. They'll sacrifice, lose sleep, be depressed, go through all kind of emotions, all kind of turmoil. In any other situation, a job can be stressing you out. You still there for the check. You have a child. You not sleeping for a good year and a half, but you still have your child. You know, you starting business. Businesses don't just start and they're just profitable and you're successful and you're making all this money. You staying up late nights. You dealing with angry customers. There are so many things in life that are going to test you, that are not going to be perfect. They're going to make you want to pull out your hair, going to make you feel not valued and not loved and not cared for. But for some reason in relationships, we either don't want to let down our pride, so we don't want to act like we need anybody, and or we want to love, but we quick to leave because they're not serving me. They're not catering to my needs.
Some of these people out here don't have the stomach for marriage. They just don't want to do it. Some people have already been through it, and it's like, hey, listen, man, I don't want to go through that anymore. And, you know, for those people, that's fair. But then for some people who actually step back and take accountability and say, you know, I could have done this better, you know, I applaud those types of people. I think the problem for me comes in with a lot of these young ladies. They'll blame the man for everything. It's no longer serving me. I'm not happy. Darn the kids. Darn my husband. He's been taking care of me. I go back to one of the guys who talked to me about, man, I was making 6 figures, man. And I think his salary was increasing over the next 2 or 3 years. You know, I think he hurt himself. Wife ended up leaving him and then making fun of him. Talking about you ain't loading the dishwasher right. A whole bunch of foolishness, man. Like, for what? Only to end up working at a department store. Oh, but I'm free. Yeah, sure you are. Man, be quiet. Y'all talk too much. Y'all don't do enough. And y'all always blame it on the man. Y'all wonder why people don't want to commit to you. They don't want to be around you. Why men continue to stay single. Why men don't want to take the risk and marry you. Men don't even want to take the risk and open the door for you. Have you ever stopped to think about why that is? Do better.
One of the worst things I believe feminism and modernity did was give women the false pressure that they have to do things by themselves and that they have to be hyper independent, and that the inability to do so actually means that they're maybe perhaps missing something, lacking something, or that they're too insecure. For example, I just listened to an interview not too long ago of a woman who's, she identifies as an ex-feminist. She grew up really right when feminism and sexual liberation was taking off, and she just went head deep into it and was just all about it. And then now, you know, decades later, she's going on to reflect on a lot of the different ideas that she adopted that actually were really harmful. And I think chief among those ideas is this idea that ladies should be able to do everything that men can do, but better, right? We should be able to be as independent, as successful, as self-assured, as aggressive, whatever it may be. And I'm not a person that says it's, you know, wrong for women to have confidence or to pursue her dreams or whatever. There's nothing wrong with that. But my point is, I think this culture has become so hyper individualistic that it's created this toxic independence that I see. These different TikTok trends, whether it's, you know, the boss babes, the girl boss, which again, there's nothing wrong with a woman running her business, but this idea that a woman has the capacity to do everything in and of herself and be completely self-sufficient and not need input from anyone else, really not need input from a man. And the problem is, even if a woman has all the money in the world and an amazing job, at the end of the day, there is no substitution for a relationship. There is no substitution for community. There is no substitution for the satisfaction that a person, an individual gets when they are connected with someone else. And I think there has to be an understanding that no human being was meant to do things in and of themselves. No human being has the ability to thrive fully independently. We are not God. God created us to be interdependent. And I think that lie has also been put on women to the point to where now you have ladies who actually feel like their best option is living in a car by themselves, not having any community, not having any support, not having anyone else, that they really feel like it's better for them to live in a car by themselves and go through the challenges of being in snow sometimes, you know, rain, it's cold weather, car breaking down, all the challenges associated with that. And to me, that is an indication, again, of a society that pushes hyper independence. And sometimes ladies thinking that it's actually bad to be like, I need help. I can't do this by myself. Or I can do this by myself, but I'm not thriving in the way that I could be if I was doing it within the community or in a community. And I think it's okay as a woman, and especially as Black women, since many of us were told that we have to do things individually, and that is not only the expectation that if we don't do things individually, that we are lesser than. I think it's okay to just take a step back and be like, I want to reject that hyper independence. It's okay for me to need help. It's okay for me to know that there are certain things that I can't really do by myself, that there are certain things that are better off done in the context of a community. And that doesn't make me any less of a woman. That actually just makes me human. And that's actually how God created us.
So crazy. I was right. I really hate that I get crucified online when I was right. I feel so bad. Tory Lanez got shut up a whole bunch of times. They opened up his case or whatever. They revisited it because he never, there was no way in hell he had that gun. He has a kid, you guys. And all those women talking about, yeah, incarcerate him. Yeah, put him behind bars. You happy now? That's sad. Damn, man. You know what's so crazy? This is why I'm going to always say this. I don't care if people call me a pick-me. I don't care if they take my accounts down. I don't care about that. I care about the safety of men who actually are harmed by women. I'm not saying he's totally innocent because he did take a gun he shouldn't have, knowing he shouldn't even have had a weapon. Men, please stay away from crazy women. Stay away from women who are going to aggravate you. Stay away from women who are going to agitate you and put you down. Stay away from evil women. Stay away from women who are always drinking, always doing crazy stuff, please, because this is the life that you're going to live. And stay away from those dumb friends who don't help you be a better man, please.
Stay away from crazy women. And what is Meg Thee Stallion doing? Twerking, shaking her behind, out doing some silly stuff somewhere. Do you think that you're going to get an apology, some sort of accountability? Probably not, because Why would you?
I mean, as long as you can provide and take me on trips, take me out. I really love going out to eat. I love steakhouses. I want to go out the country. I want to take a vacation, but I don't want to pay for anything.
You work at?
I'm a CNA.
Okay, you a CNA, right? So I'm gonna need you to act your budget then. Act your wage. I'm get in my car talking about shopping trips, out the country, if you can't buy that for yourself.
Extra paying for bills, paying for all that, paying for trips. I'm not doing this. I'm a prize.
Okay, that's
queen.
cool, and I'm a king. So, you know what I mean? I don't with peasants.
You got a good heart.
Okay, I got a good heart too. That don't mean that everybody's supposed to pay my bills.
I don't give a How do I open it?
I'm like pissed that she was really a gold digger, bro.
I just want to let you know that when you are disrespectful, consistently being a difficult wife, I hope you know that that's a reflection of your relationship with the Father. You cannot be deep and like overly spiritual and God said this and God said that, and you're disrespecting the man and the priest of your home. It reflects your relationship with Christ. They're not two separate things, because if you find it difficult to listen to him without interrupting him, you have a problem with self-control. If you have an issue with being slow to anger and seeking understanding, you have issues with being a daughter of God. See, the very attributes that you need to be married is what God is calling you to operate in just as a daughter of God. They're not separate. Your husband just gets the overflow of your obedience to Christ. But first and foremost, I am obedient to my husband, submissive to my husband, listen to my husband, seek understanding with my husband, because I honor God, and that's what the Lord instructs us to do. So when you think that you can be obedient to God, submissive to God, be deep in your relationship with the Lord, but be a wreck with your husband, you're walking in deception. And I want you to go to God and repent, and then repent to your husband. And then I need you to go and dig in your relationship with Christ to figure out how you were able to be so deep with him and disrespect the covenant that you made with him and your husband.
Things that I changed when arguing with my boyfriend that actually worked. First things first, I had to stop yapping right in the moment, right when I got ticked off. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little firecracker yapper. The first thing I wanna do when he ticks me off is tell him everything that comes in my brain. But he responds so much better when I just shut the up. As long as I know he knows why I'm mad, there's so much gratification in just sitting back and letting him be the man I want him to be. Because when you just don't shut the up, you don't even give him the space to show you the kind of man that you want him to be, or the kind of man that he is. The bad part about this is you can't really control how long it takes him to come around. You just kind of be sitting around like, you gonna come check on me? You gonna come make up, you know, whatever. I found out giving him space, oh, he does a complete 180 when I just shut up. When I just shut up, oh my gosh, he comes so gentle, so patient, so calm. Just says everything I want to hear. Just so good, so good. It takes practice. It takes patience. But let me tell you right now, it is worth it. Explain how you feel calmly. Make sure he gets the idea, whatever. Then quietly go do your own thing until he comes around. And if he never comes around, red flag. I know this is hard to hear, but if you're anything like me, a little firecracker girl, just shut up. Genuinely, just shut up.
You know, imagine that. What a concept.
The type of men you want to avoid are men who are born on their birthday. Avoid them like the plague, because they will ruin your life.
What? What are we talking about here? What in the world are we talking about here? Who? All right, man.
Women say they want a real man, but the second he leads, protects, or stands firm, suddenly he's controlling, aggressive, toxic. Little by little, she shuts him down, talks over him, second guesses every decision he makes, mocks the way he thinks, and calls it helping. But what she's really doing is slowly cutting off the very parts of him she fell in love with. The confidence, the grit, the drive to take care of his family without needing to be micromanaged like a child. Then one day, she's crying that he doesn't open up anymore, doesn't lead, doesn't act like a man anymore. Baby, you didn't marry a soft man. You just wore him down until he gave up. In this house, my man's strength is not a threat. It's a gift. I honor what makes him a man.
Guru, what's this? It looks like a woman or somebody she knows got her a birthday cake that says best pudding ever. Wow, Guru, women have advanced so far in 2025. What a specialty that they have to offer these days. And look at the dress and tattoo sleeves. It's really giving wifey. Wait a minute, what's this? Looks like a message from Dad. Let's see what he has to say. I wanted to wait till after everyone left to ask, why did you get mad and leave? It was gathering for my birthday and it hurt my feelings to see you just up and leave. China, that ish was highly disrespectful. The cake, I mean. Your mother and I were there, and that's the cake your friend decided to pick up? That was very distasteful. You're still my little girl at the end of the day. It wasn't that deep. I feel like you're being dramatic as always. It's obvious you don't like him. It's not about liking someone, China. It's about decent damn respect. You think your father wants to eat a birthday cake that showcases how good his daughter's private part is? No. Hell no. I still don't understand why you're mad. It was just a joke, but okay. I'm 27, not a child. It's about respect, China. Look, we'll talk more about this tomorrow. There's nothing left to talk about, honestly.
He performs a Heimlich, but then gets called into HR. Yes, that's what happened to my brother. So he works for a company that has an on-site cafeteria on campus. Okay, so it works out great for many of the employees. Him and his team, before a presentation, went down for lunch. I think it was a team about 6 to 8. I don't remember the exact number. They went down for lunch, and one of the girls on the team started coughing really bad. Everyone at the table was like, hey, are you okay? Are you okay? And she's like, yes, 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 until she did this whole motion, right? And then she starts pointing at her throat. So obviously that's the motion of I'm choking, okay? And so my brother quickly gets up because he was sitting next to her and does the Heimlich, which then dislodges or whatever that was stuck in her throat, food or some sort. And so she turns around, she say, hey, thank you so much. And then one of the other girls took her to the bathroom. He thought that was the end of it. Apparently not. 2 days later, he gets called into HR. He's a little bit confused about what's going on. They stated that there's an investigation open on him for SA. Apparently, she reported him for SA because she felt the touch during the Heimlich was inappropriate. Their bodies were too close, and that she could feel his private. They took his statement. They said they're going to investigate. So he said it took about a week or so. They called him back in, and they said that he was cleared.
So girls who want to be stay-at-home girlfriends or wives, you go from working 6 to 8 hours a day, 5 days a week on average, to working 0 hours a day. How many hours a day do you now put into making your relationship work? For many, sadly, it's none. And I think that's the problem with today's generation society. Your man replaces your 6 to 8 hours of work a day. So you should invest those 6 to 8 hours into your man, your kids, making your household look nice, cooking him meals, supporting him, giving him massages, because you just freed up all of that time. Why not invest it in the person that allowed you to do that?
Men need you intimately more. But guess what? What I see in all these comments is these men that are desperate for something and they're not asking for it. They're not leaning into it. They're not continuing to come at it because the wives just shut them down. And that's life. That's a relationship. That's working with someone who doesn't have the same values or needs, or that's just different than you. And so there have been things that if I needed it in the relationship, I didn't get off of it until we came to a compromise that worked for both of us. And so are you willing to continue to lean in even if your spouse has said no, or even if your spouse hasn't given you what you've asked for over and over again? Because you have two options. You either get to go into resentment and bitterness and be angry and probably punish them and experience tons of disconnection, or you can keep leaning in. I would choose the latter. And you might have to get creative, and you might have to put some people around you or make some changes or be willing to see things differently. And that's what so many people are not willing to do.
I see your point, but I think what a lot of these men are running into is that the woman, no matter what he does, she doesn't want to be bothered. Essentially what she's doing is using it as a bargaining chip, a bargaining tool. I'll give you a little bit as a reward. Who does that? A man has to pay the bills every single day. He has to get up and go to work every single day. On the weekends, when I want to be chilling and watching football or whatever, I can't because you want me to do this project. But should I ever try to come over there and touch you? Oh, well, you know, my head hurt. Oh, I'm just too tired today. There's nothing really that you're giving me, especially the thing that I really, really want. But I'm giving everything to you. And you're just supposed to listen to her feelings and listen to her truth and validate her feelings all the time. Nobody wants to be a part of that. How can I continue to give you what you want and then you blatantly disrespect me and not give me anything of what I'm wanting? But modern women are doing that. And other women in the comments are hyping them up about it.